I've had started the live stream and I'm talking away and people are over here screaming, I can't hear you. Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out your questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about the news, we'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about other things that affect the general cryptocurrency market. I'd like to remind everybody that it's not really an investment forum, it's a technical assistance forum. So try to keep your questions on the technical side, but any questions are welcome. I'll try to do my best. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. Okay, I'm here with Dad tonight. Mom and Dad are here. You see,
if you go this way.
This way. There you go. Mom and Dad came for Christmas. Hallelujah. It was great. And I'm here next to the rig. And got the water cooling system going. Glad you guys are here. It's pretty exciting times right now. Bitcoin is on the move, as we say, towards the moon, however you want to think about it. Let's go over here. And I'm going to go ahead and just quickly greet some of the people that were here early. W was here. Always good to have you from Belgium. Mark Flores is here asking me about MEW and Ledger. So I'll talk a little bit about that. We've done that quite a few times on the live stream. Michael Bath, Crypto Capital Investments. Kimberly Rose, Treb3, Tom, Buddy, DR, Jim Miller, Donis, Dave D. Thank you for joining us again, Dave D. Good, yes, Crypto Grandpa is here. Scott Lee is here. Hello, Scott. It's good to have you. Dean Collins. Good to have Dean back again. I believe you've been here before, if I'm not mistaken. Let's pop out chat here. I'm going to move it over to the other monitor. And we'll get this going here. And before we get too much further, I would like to point out, if you look down below in the description below of the video, there's a lot of affiliate information there. If you're in the market for any of these, I humbly ask you to use my affiliate links. We've got the Ledger affiliate link, the Crypto.com affiliate link, Trezor, Kraken, Binance US, and Coinbase. These are the three cryptocurrency exchanges that I like to show people that are in the US mostly. If you're not in the US and you're eligible for regular Binance, that's a good one too. It has quite a few coins that are available for trading. There's the Brave browser link if you want to try out Brave browser. We've got the Mastering Bitcoin link, and then I've got links to all of the news stories that we're going to be talking about tonight, and then some additional helpful links for those of you who'd like to get involved in the DeFi end of it all, right? We've got the Ethereum-based DeFi and the Binance Smart Chain DeFi, and I'll visit Pancake Swap tonight so we can check out a little bit of the Binance Smart Chain DeFi, and then some links to some of my cool videos down here in the description. So for every question that you might have about crypto, I probably have done a step-by-step video. I've been doing this for about 3+ years now, so there's probably a video for you. But if you are curious about a step-by-step, just throw it out to me tonight, and I should be able to find it and throw a link in there for you. I'm usually pretty good at finding my own videos. All right, so let's jump into the news. I wanted to talk about Bitcoin first. And I would like to point out that the title of this video is Bitcoin Breaks 26. Earlier, I thought that we might name it Bitcoin Breaks 25, but then it broke 25. Or I'm sorry, it was over 25 and then it broke 26. So I changed it to 26. And then that was an hour or so ago. And just about an hour before the video, I thought I might have to change it to a Bitcoin breaks 27 because we were flirting with 27 about an hour ago, but it's pulled back slightly from 27, and that's on crypto.com, right? If you look at crypto.com, you can tell they're based in Hong Kong, so I guess their prices are a little bit ahead. Some might call that arbitrage. I've never tried to like go buy Bitcoin on Coinbase and then transfer it to crypto.com and sell it really quick and try to make a buck off that. I'm not that savvy, and you know, I'm just not that guy for the high-speed trading thing. But you can see now it's kind of bounced back a little bit. It was at around, I think it was 26.9 something. And then just before we started, it was 26.5. And now it's back up to 26.62. So it's going to be pretty volatile now that it's started to sort of exhaust itself. But it's been on quite a tear today. So that's all good. And welcome. I'm looking. The first question we had was about the Ledger-based Ethereum wallet. So you can have a Ledger-based Ethereum wallet where the private keys for your Ethereum are held on the Ledger device. And you know, you plug it into your computer, you enter your PIN, and then you have access to your wallets. So I'm going to enter my PIN here real quick. Now, a lot of people get confused about where exactly the cryptocurrency is. And it can be confusing. Now, you could say that it's in here, but it's not really in here. The private keys of your wallets are in here. This is more of a keychain than a wallet, but it's referred to as a wallet even by the manufacturer. But the real wallet is broader than that, right? A real wallet is composed of a private key, a public key, and receiving addresses, which can be multiple. And so we can manage that end of the wallet here in Ledger Live, right? So we have the keychain, and then we have the wallet interface right here where we can actually check our balances, and then we can initiate sends and receives using Ledger Live, right? And as you can see, I've got an Ethereum wallet in my Ledger Live account list, right? Ledger Live calls them accounts, but they can also be thought of as individual wallets as well, right? Because this Ethereum account has a private key, which lives here, and it also has a public key, and then it also has a outward-facing public address, right? So if I do a receive, and I can just do a quick look at the Ethereum address here, that is the receiving address of this Ethereum wallet, and they don't change, all right? And then you can also see that I have several ERC20 tokens in this particular Ethereum wallet, right? The question that was posed by Mark Flores at the very beginning, just before we started, was how do you connect an active MEW to an active ledger? So I'm not sure if I know exactly what you mean by that. I'm just going to take a stab at this. Let's just assume that what we have here is an active ledger-based Ethereum wallet, right? In Ledger Live. It's working and it's active. Now, when he says link, I'm assuming that the better word is access, right? I'm going to open up, and why don't we use Chrome for this? I'm going to open up my Ether wallet. All right, now my Ether wallet is another software interface that is capable of communicating with this device. Let's refresh. They're always updating it, so usually when you get to their site, they expect you to refresh. All right, any day now. Okay. All right, so you follow their instructions, right? Now, if you have created a standalone wallet in MyEther wallet using the private key or the file-based, where there's a file on your computer, that's a completely separate wallet. There's really no way to link them together. What you could do to consolidate would be to just transfer everything from the standalone MEW wallet to your Ledger-based wallet. But if what you're asking me is how do you access the same wallet from either interface, this is what we're doing here. This is hardware. We're going to choose Ledger, continue, and we have to pull this down and choose Ledger Live if this is a fairly recent Ethereum wallet that you've created in Ledger Live. That's called the derivation path. So that may be what you're not getting. So that's a step that I don't know why this one isn't the default. It's the newer one, but it's not, right? So we make sure we're on the right derivation path. We hit next. And is it going to do it for me tonight, or is it not going to do it for me? Oh, I need to be in the Ethereum app. So let me pull this up. MEW is kind of more flexible, but not quite as simple to use or user-friendly, shall we say, as Ledger Live. Ledger Live has gotten more user-friendly over time. It hasn't always been that user-friendly. But it will tell you to open the app if it's not open. You'll notice MEW did not say anything about that. It just said can't see the device. So what we need to do is enter on our device the Ethereum app. Right? So we do that. Notice I was able to see my wallet without even entering the Ethereum app in Ledger Live. Right? I don't need to have the device even connected to view my Ethereum balance. Now, if I were to try to make some sends and receives, then yes, I would need the device connected. But MEW, you have to be in the Ethereum app for this thing to work at all. So let's start over. All right, you can see now that I've got my device connected and in the Ethereum app. We'll hit Ledger. We'll choose that correct derivation path for this Ledger Live based Ethereum wallet. And now it's pulling up, right? It's scanning my Ledger hardware device, right? And it sees several wallets, but here's the one we're interested in right here. You'll notice that it's the exact same balance as this one because it's looking at the exact same private key. And we hit access our wallet, and there we go. We're looking at the exact same wallet. So if that's what you mean by link, this is how you do it, right? You connect the same ledger, you enter the Ethereum app, and then when you go to MEW, instead of starting a new wallet, you choose Access Wallet. You follow the steps that I outlined there, and then you can view your Ethereum balance in MEW and or Ledger Live. They're the exact same wallet, just different interfaces. All right. I hope that answered your question. Let's do another thing I want to do real quick here is we'll buy a little Bitcoin. I had some trouble last week when I was buying Bitcoin because I was trying to transfer it, and we ran into a minimum withdrawal issue, right? Because I never knew this, but the minimum amount you can withdraw from Crypto.com is 0.003 Bitcoin, which now is worth around 70, maybe 80 today. I don't know. But let's go ahead and buy it first. Let's hit trade. Let's hit buy. Let's choose Bitcoin. And I'm going to edit the amount. I don't want to buy that much Bitcoin. Let's see, 0.01. Let's do 2. All right, that's about $50 worth of Bitcoin, right? So we're going to hit that. And we'll hit confirm. And now we just bought some Bitcoin. I hope. We'll see what happens.
At the high.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm buying high and selling low. That's my creed. There we go. All right. But I prepared for this beforehand. I went ahead and had bought a little bit of Bitcoin beforehand so that we wouldn't have to be dealing with that minimum issue, right? Now, as you can see, I have 0.004 Bitcoin, So that's going to be enough for our withdrawal. All right. And we want to withdraw to our Ledger-based wallet. So we're going to go to Accounts. And mind you, I don't even need the device connected for this. As long as I have the wallet already created, and I'm going to use the native SegWit wallet, then I can deposit Bitcoin in the wallet without having the device connected. So if I do receive and I hit continue, I can simply say I don't have my device, right? And if I do that, it generates the next receiving address for me. And notice it's always going to generate a new address for every transfer. This will help with your privacy and security. So Ledger does this for you automatically. Now they're telling me that it's better to have it read the device to generate the receiving address, and we can do that also. But I'm reasonably certain that this is a valid address for my wallet, so I'm just going to skip that step, which means that I have that flexibility of not always needing the device connected, and it saves a little time. Now I would go over here to crypto.com, and perhaps I might do something like this. Watch this. When I hit receive and I do the same thing again, that's the exact same address. So you say, well, why is it giving me the same address if you just said, Rex, that it gives you a new address every time? Well, there hasn't been a transfer initiated since it generated that address. So it will keep generating the exact same address until you actually move some Bitcoin in using that address, right? And we'll do that in a minute, right? Oh, I still forgot what I was going to do. I could have done this, and then I could have gone over to crypto.com and scanned that QR code with my phone, right? When I tried to transfer the Bitcoin, here's transfer, and then I'm going to withdraw it from crypto.com, and I'm going to put it in my own wallet, my external wallet. I could hit the plus up there and then scan that QR code. We could try that. I don't think it'll work though, because I've already sent to this wallet before. Even though it generated a new receiving address, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. It'll probably bomb out. Let's put B. Just anything, right? I need my two-factor from Google. This is your fail-safe, your second factor. I'm going to tap that up in the top there, and it copies it into my phone's clipboard. And then we'll paste it, continue, and then it's going to send me an email confirmation, which I'll open that email, and there we click that, and then we hit that confirm email address, and then we reopen Chrome, and it should relaunch crypto.com unless it doesn't like that address. Oh, it liked it. Okay, that's good. I've had it bomb out on me when I'm sending it to the exact same wallet, even though it's a different address. But this time it liked it. It was okay with it. So if we hit X here, we should be able to, the new address should appear momentarily. It may or may not. Let's get out of it and go back. See if that kicks in there. Okay, so that kicked it in. There, now you can see I've got that address that I just scanned from my Ledger-based wallet. Let's hit withdraw BTC. Let's withdraw the max and hit withdraw and confirm. And I need to look at it. All right, we need that Google code one more time. All right, we'll paste that in over here and we're off, right? So I try to do that every week, buy some Bitcoin and transfer it to my own wallet, right? For anybody that's new to Bitcoin, that's one of the easiest, cheapest ways to do it with a debit card. You can also do bank account with crypto.com, but it takes longer, right? You have to wait a few days for the money to clear from your bank before you can actually withdraw it. I find this snow rather distracting. It's like, get away. Right, so we'll wait for the Bitcoin to come in. But before we do that, let's transfer some Bitcoin around. I get Bitcoin coming in from different places, right? I have a Trezor affiliate account, and I gave them a Bitcoin address a couple years back. So I found that they had sent me some Bitcoin that I didn't know about, and I had to sort of go through all my Bitcoin addresses till I discovered it. Now I just keep this. This is an old SegWit Bitcoin account. So whenever new Bitcoin comes in, I like to move it and consolidate it over into my main Bitcoin account, my Bitcoin main, which is a native SegWit account. It's a newer address format, cheaper, faster. That's just an easy way to think of it, right? Cheaper and faster. It's newer. I always go with the newer, more, but not every exchange supports it. And I don't think Trezor supported it a couple years back when I set up this account. But enough about that. All we want you to know is that some places don't support native SegWit, so it's a good idea to have a regular SegWit account, so that if you need to give a SegWit address. Here's the difference. When we do a receive on this one, you'll notice that the Bitcoin address starts with BC1. That's native SegWit. If we go to the other one over here and we do a receive, you'll see that it starts with a 3, right? It's a different address format. No big deal, right? But I want to move this Bitcoin into the other wallet. So what do? First thing I need to do is, if someone wants to mail me a check, what's the first question they're going to ask me? If I say, they go, can I mail you a check? And I say, sure, mail me a check. What do you think their first question is going to be?
Who do I make it up to?
But what's your address?
Oh.
How am I going to mail you a check? I need your address, right? So that's the first thing we do when we're going to send Bitcoin somewhere. We go over to the account that we want to receive the Bitcoin in, and we do receive to generate the address. Notice it's still generating that same address. Why? Because it still hasn't received the Bitcoin from crypto.com yet. So it's still giving me that same address. And I can send multiple transactions to that address. It's not going to hurt anything, right? So let's go back over to accounts. Let's go to this Trezor affiliate account. Let's do send. We'll paste in the address of my other wallet. We'll hit continue. Let's go ahead and send the max. We'll hit continue again. And then now we need to sign the transaction. This is where the security of the ledger comes into play. Oh, I've got another device attached, right? I've got a different device attached that does not have the Bitcoin app on there. I'm just going to disconnect my Ledger S, and we'll just stick with this guy. All right. Let's go back. Go back again, and now this guy should say, it should say quit. All right, well, it's confused. I can understand. I'm always doing lots of stuff. There it goes. Now it wants me to open the Bitcoin app on my Ledger. We'll hit that. Because that Bitcoin account is associated with this Ledger. It may not be. Actually, I may have had the right Ledger. Actually, yeah, I think that Trezor is another Bitcoin account. So before we do that, let's go back over to this guy. This one I know for sure is connected to this Ledger. So we'll clean this one out. Let's hit send, paste, continue, max, continue. And now it should recognize. There we go. All right, so it's going to review the transaction. There's the amount. There's the address that it's sending to, that one that ends in OZ. Let's hit accept. Now it wants me to confirm the fees. We'll hit accept and send there. All right. View details. All right, so I've run into a dilemma. I have a Bitcoin account, and when I tried to send from it, it gave me an error message. So let's verify this. Let's hit receive, continue. And this time I'm going to wait and see if it generates the address on my Ledger Nano X. It does not. So now what do I do? Okay, well that means that I created this Bitcoin account on a different device. All right, so we got to go over to the other device, the one that was connected before. And we're going to have to do something a little tricky. Let's connect our Ledger Nano S. All right, here's our Ledger Nano S. Let's enter our PIN code. I'll take questions as soon as I'm done with this. I just wanted to get this out of the way. Whoops. I know there's people screaming, please answer my question. Please. Rex, how do I sell XRP? Please. Okay, I get it. Let's do that. Well, I'll even show you how to sell XRP. Desperately. Sell. How do I sell my XRP? All right. Now, let's look at this guy. I got the Harmony one, I got the Monero, and I've got the XRP app on here. What's wrong with this picture? There's no Bitcoin app on here. Well, okay, if I created my Bitcoin wallet on this device and there's no Bitcoin app on here, then the Bitcoin must be gone, right? I deleted the Bitcoin app? No, that's not how it works. The Ledger always remembers every wallet you ever create on it, right? There it wants me to allow Ledger Manager. I guess I need both buttons there. I just need to reinstall the Bitcoin app. But the first thing I'll need to do is let's get rid of XRP. Let's go over to apps installed. Let's delete XRP. We don't need it on here anymore. I have it on the other one so I can show you how to do some XRP. Notice it freed up space there. Right, now let's put the Bitcoin app back on there. And you're going to see on the device processing. Okay. Oh, Jesus. All right, now we got the Bitcoin app on here. Right, there's Bitcoin. Let's go into it. All right, so I disconnected my X and I've connected my S. Let's go back over to accounts. Now for a quick verification, I can click on this Bitcoin account and do receive and continue. It says open Bitcoin app. Let's do that. There, see that? I've just confirmed that that Bitcoin account is associated with this ledger. Notice the older ledger is too small of a screen to show the entire Bitcoin address. That's why I've graduated to the Ledger Nano X. All right, so we've confirmed that that is indeed a valid Bitcoin address that's associated with this device. Now we'll be able to send all this. So let's go back over to accounts. Let's go to our Bitcoin main, and we see some Bitcoin has come in. Looks like a couple. We got our crypto.com, our 0.004357, and we got the Bitcoin that was in the Ledger-based account. At least I thought. I thought it was more than that. I think I may have it backwards. No? Okay. All right. I think I lost some. From fees. Maybe the fees were high. I don't pay attention to fees like I should, guys. All right, but let's go to Bitcoin main. Let's hit receive and continue. Now I'm definitely going to say I don't have my device because I have a different device connected right now. But it still generates a Bitcoin address for me. And you'll notice now it's different, right? Because we've already received Bitcoin from that old receiving address. So it's generated a brand new one. Let's copy this. Let's go back over to accounts. Let's go to that Trezor affiliate. We'll hit send. We'll paste in that Bitcoin address of my main Bitcoin account, the native SegWit. We'll hit continue. We'll max it out. We'll hit continue again. And notice what happens on my Ledger Nano S. Any day now. Boy. Okay. You might have to wait a while for this one. Never had it take so long. So this is the kind of stuff where if you're a newcomer and you've done, okay, see, there, finally showed up. All right. See, a newcomer probably would have disconnected it and like reformatted his hard drive by now. See, I was patient. I just let it do its thing. All right, so there. Now we can see the amount, the address, which is in pieces, and then accept, and then we confirm the fees, which are fairly small. At least I thought they were. But now that Bitcoin is worth so much, I guess the fees are a little higher now, dollar-wise. All right? All right, that's it. All right, we did that, and that's good. And this one should tick away real quick. There we go. Let's hit accounts. And let's go over to our Bitcoin native SegWit here. And you can see that all three transfers have arrived in this wallet now. There. And so now we got about $500 worth of Bitcoin in this Bitcoin wallet. So that's consolidation. Let's turn that off. And I did want to talk about Monero tonight because we were trying to transfer into the Monero wallet last week and we were having some issues. So I would like to talk about that, but I would at the same time, I kind of skipped over the news, didn't I? That's okay. All right, here we go. Let me scroll back a little bit. New to the scene, have a Trezor T buying from Coinbase. Can I transact on a platform other than Coinbase? I'm assuming yes, but wanted to ask. Estimating 1, discovering 3, of course. That's a good question. A lot of people wonder about that, but yes, a Trezor or wallet or any non-custodial personal Bitcoin wallet can receive Bitcoin from anywhere, right? You saw me use Crypto.com to purchase and transfer some Bitcoin to my ledger. You saw me move Bitcoin from one ledger address to another address. And then the last time you saw me move Bitcoin that was on a different ledger to my Ledger Nano X, right? So yes, your Trezor wallet can receive Bitcoin from anywhere that's capable of sending to a Bitcoin address. And every cryptocurrency exchange out there that worth their salt will allow you to withdraw your Bitcoin to a Bitcoin address, right? So yes, the answer is correct. Yes, you can. Can you change emails for Nano X without doing a new download? The email address for your Ledger account, if you bought a Ledger from Ledger and you gave them an email address and you would like to switch that, the Ledger wallet here, the Ledger Live wallet, is not tied to an email address. It is independent of your email address. The only reason the Ledger needs your email address is so they can send you marketing information and like specials and sales and that kind of stuff. It has no bearing whatsoever on your Ledger Live unless you have logged in to buy or sell with Coinify. But that's not Ledger. That's behind the scenes. That's Coinify, right? Coinify is under the hood of Ledger Live. I don't usually use that because I'm already familiar with Coinbase and Binance and all the other exchanges. I'm not a huge fan of Coinify, and I had a dickens of a time with their verification process. They farm it out to a third party, and it failed when I was trying to do my selfie. So I'm not a huge fan, but a lot of people get that confused. This buy and sell is not really Ledger. This buy and sell is Coinify. Right? And so basically, if you're using the buy-sell feature in Ledger Live, you're using Coinify under the hood, right? So if you signed up for a Coinify account within this, and you would like to change it, you can. And you won't really need to reinstall your Ledger Live, but you might need to, boy, Monero is just, let's do this here. Here we go. Yeah. My anti-malware does not like the Monero wallet at all. Not one bit. But that's okay. So yeah, you can go in. I think you would probably have to do it. I'm not sure how you would do it within here. You might have to actually go to Coinify and create a new account under a different email, and then go in here and like somehow log out of the Coinify and log back in with your new account. But as far as just using the wallet to manage your cryptocurrency, your email has nothing to do with that. This is not based at all on your email. New to buying crypto, really enjoying catching up on all your vids. Michael Bath, thank you. What's your take on the XRP lawsuit? My take is that the SEC has sued them, but they have not won yet, right? So, and I think that's kind of clear now. It was, a lot of people got upset and the price of XRP took quite a hit. But a lot of that happened with Bitcoin in the past whenever they would talk about regulation of some kind. You know, the Mt. Gox thing, when it got hacked, it was a big hit on Bitcoin. So I don't know that the fundamentals of XRP changed at all when the SEC brought this suit. Whether or not they can follow through with it, we'll see, because we're changing administrations. So that comes into play. The acting head of the SEC right now is a little more crypto friendly, but there will be a new head of the SEC when Biden comes into office. He'll appoint his own. Boy, this thing just will not stop, will it? Okay. I'm going to continue to do this, and then we're going to talk about Monero here in a minute. Let's go ahead and do that before I get too far off track. I would like to thank Zach Kane. If you remember last week, we were trying to send some Monero into our Monero wallet, and the Monero wallet would not sync. There was an issue with the Monero wallet. So let's go ahead and open it up. And Zach Kane gave me a fix through email last week. I remember we said, I can't do it while I'm in the live stream, but we'll probably be able to do it. I need to be in the Monero app when I'm opening this wallet. So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, this is rigorous, right? It's very unforgiving. It's like using DOS back in the old days, right? Let's try this again. All right, now it wants me to export the public key so that the wallet can interface, the Monero wallet can interface with my device, right? And we'll just, in a minute or two, it should launch the daemon. There, okay. You'll notice I'm fully synced. But basically what we did was, let's see, I think we went to, now I won't be able to find it, of course. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, okay. So in our Monero settings, in the node, I had to use a switch called dash. It's hard to see here, but it is 2 dashes. Dash dash ban dash list. So that, I'm sorry, this part here is the switch, right? It's like a command line switch that I'm using in the GUI, right under here, under daemon startup flags. So ban list means I'm telling the wallet, hey, I have a ban list. And then they're like, okay, well, give us a file name. So there's the file name of my ban list, block.txt. And the block.txt needs to be in the same folder as the Monero wallet. So let me show you where that is. So if we go over here into our C drive, in program files, in Monero GUI wallet, this is where the main Monero executable file is, Monero D. Right? So as long as I put that block text in the same folder, then the Monero wallet can see it and utilize it. But it's been updated. So let's take a look at the new email that Zach sent me today. We can click over here and open it up here. That is the new list of bad IPs that are attacking the Monero wallet. This is a temporary fix, but the developers are working on a new version of the Monero wallet that will handle this issue. Someone is attacking the wallet by creating bad nodes, right, which are hanging up the synchronization process. It's like a denial of service attack, but we can deal with it, right? So all we got to do here, this is the new one. So I'm just going to click over here and do a save page as. All right. And that's it. block_tor is the name of the new list file. Right. So let's go over to documents. I'm sorry. We need to go to our C drive. We're going to drop this in the same folder as the Monero wallet. Right. Right next to block. Right. We'll call this one block_tor. Would you like to? No. I don't have permit. Oh, it doesn't like that at all, does it? Okay. No. Let's save it in documents and then drag it in. Okay. Because it's a program file folder, it doesn't like me trying to save files in there. So what I'm just going to drag it, and then it should allow me to do that. Let's see. Come on, I thought I saved it in documents. What happened? Or did I save it in downloads? Date modified. Or did it go in downloads? Let's see. All right, well, let's just do it again. We can handle it. Let's do this. Whoops, save page as, let's save it in downloads. All right, now I know where it is. All right, so now let's go back over here. Let's refresh. Okay, there it is, block_tor. We just want to move that into this folder. So we should be able to do that. And I can give it administrator privilege, right? So there it is, right? And the name of the file is blocktor.txt. I'm not showing the extension. But we can go back over to our Monero wallet and we can just change this to block_tor. Right? Now we've updated our list. All right? And then I can quit and start again, and let's hope that it doesn't crash when we do that. There it goes. All right, so let's start it again. This when I was doing this last week, I was thinking, oh, you know, a lot of these people don't really care about the Monero wallet. And then I looked in the chat and, whoops. A lot of people were talking about the Monero wallet, so it was obviously, and I need to do this thing. I need to tell it that it's okay. Right, and then it was synced before, so I think I was okay even though, but I did want to just show you guys the fix for that issue in case you were getting that old where it was going back and forth, 1, 2, 1, 2. It should start the node here in a sec. Right, now it's fully synchronized. And if we look here in receive, we can see, if I don't crash the wallet, there. Oh, no. Transactions. See that 0.6299 XMR received 6 days ago? That's when we did the last, we bought some Monero on Kraken, and then we transferred it into our Monero wallet. And it came in, right? We just couldn't see it because we weren't synced. But as soon as I got synced, it immediately updated my balance. So we're good, right? I knew the Monero was there. I just knew that, I also knew that my wallet wasn't syncing properly. It wasn't showing, right? Minor issue. We could buy some more Monero tonight, as a matter of fact. But let me see, before I buy some Monero, let me see what people are asking me. I want to try and keep things simple for newcomers. Let's go down here. Oh, and I should also mention, if you're in the live stream and you're desperately asking a question and I'm not answering it, I'm missing it, then go down to the comment section below the video and leave a comment. I don't know how it works. I thought that you could do that at any point, because someone asked me, where's the comment section? And I was kind of like, it's below the video, isn't it? So if we go to, and I'm going to pause it real quick here. If you're, okay. Yeah. Oh, I guess, yeah, you're right. There's no way to make a comment during the live stream, I guess. No. Oh, yeah, down here. Just go all the way to the bottom, and then you can leave a question in the comments. So, because someone asked me last week, there's like, where's the comments? You have to keep going all the way down to the bottom. I think after the live stream, they're closer to the top. I may be wrong about that. I don't know. But just in case I miss your question, please leave them in the comments, because I have no way of going back up here and replying to anybody after the live stream. It's very frustrating. I can see your handle, and then I can maybe pull up your YouTube channel, but even then, there's no way to contact you because YouTube has disabled that, right? You're not able to contact another YouTube user easily through email. So just leave a comment if I don't get to your question. Okay, so let me see where people are at tonight. Atomic is good. Hardware still got the edge of physicality. Oh, Scott's talking about wallets. There are lots of ways to store cryptocurrencies. There's cryptocurrency exchanges are where you can buy and store your cryptos if you want to. And that's fine for a newcomer. Keep it simple. That way you can sell it quickly if you want to, or buy more when you want to, or trade it for another crypto. But it's not really the best way to store cryptocurrency if you want to hold it, really hold it, right? It's basically still, it still belongs to Coinbase when it's stored on Coinbase. It's supposedly yours, but it's just like the money in the bank. A lot of people think when you put money in the bank that there's a little box with your name on it that the bank teller says, oh, this is Rex's money. Well, it's not the way it works. When you give your money to the bank, it becomes the bank's money, and they do whatever they want with it. They can invest it, they can loan it out to somebody else. The only thing that they give you in return is a promise to give you your balance when you ask for it, which may or may not be able to be kept depending on the situation, right? The bank fails or the ATM machine is broken. So Bitcoin is the same way, right? You don't want to just leave it on an exchange, because what if your internet's down? What if the SEC seizes the Coinbase website? I'm just kidding. They won't do that, right? You want to store it in your own wallet, and you can do that with a desktop-based wallet like Atomic Wallet, which Scott is talking about. Exodus Wallet is another desktop-based wallet. The Electrum Bitcoin wallet is a great Bitcoin-only wallet that you can download and use on your computer. Free, so they have the advantage of being free wallets, and they're good wallets, but not quite as secure as a hardware-based wallet where the private keys are stored on your device, right? But this requires an investment of about $100, right? This one's, I think, 79, and the X is about 119. But if you got $2,000 worth of Bitcoin, then spring for an extra 100 to keep it safe. That's my advice to you. Let's go down. If you protect your 12-word password and passphrase, it is pretty secure. Won't protect you from ransomware on your computer. Hardware wallets are best around. Yes, we're talking about a custodial wallet always gives you a backup phrase, like 12 or 24 words. But a desktop-based wallet is vulnerable to a hacker that gains control of your computer because it stores the private key on your computer somewhere. I think last week we went to where does the private key for the MetaMask wallet get stored, right? It gets stored in, oh my gosh, it's like somewhere in users, your name, app data, local, Google, because it's in the Chrome browser, and then, gosh, where it's here somewhere. I don't remember exactly, but it's actually stored in a file on your computer, which is vulnerable if the hacker gains access to your computer through ransomware or keyloggers or whatever. So you're much better off with a hardware wallet where the private key is separate. Hold, okay. BB has a question. I have a question. I have a Ledger S, but after updating Ledger Live, it does not work. When I connect it to Live, only Ledger logo sum to the device screen. I have done anything but no use. Any ideas? BB, sometimes it's just like any gadget or device that's interfacing with your computer. There may be some troubleshooting steps that you can take. You said you updated Ledger Live. Maybe give your computer a nice, good restart. Maybe disconnect and reconnect the device. Maybe try a different cable. This is a fairly standard cable. The Ledger Nano S, the smaller one, uses just a USB micro cable. It's a pretty standard generic cable. You can order one on Amazon. It's just a USB micro, a USB to USB micro. So try a different cable. Try a different USB port on your computer if you have more than one. Most computers have at least 2 USB ports, even laptops. If you got a desktop, you probably got 3 or 4. So try a different USB port. Try disconnecting and reconnecting the device. I don't know what you're seeing on the screen. You should, when you plug it in, you should see, enter PIN. If you're not seeing that, then maybe it got bricked somehow. In that case, worst case scenario, you get a different ledger and do a restore using your 24-word recovery phrase. Those are my suggestions, but I can't see what's going on with your machine off the top of my head. But that's some general advice on that kind of thing. It's just like any other gadget, right? Sometimes just disconnecting it and reconnecting it from the USB port will get Ledger Live to recognize it. Or maybe just try reinstalling Ledger Live. You can always just go to ledger.com and download it again. And just download the installer. And where are we here? Here. Download the Windows installer. Drop it in your downloads folder and run the installer again. Right? Sounds like maybe it didn't get installed right, or it got hung on the install or something of that nature. You can always just download it. I know sometimes when you're in Ledger Live and it says new version available in blue at the top, that hangs sometimes. Another thing you can also try is close it, turn off the computer, and then try at a different time during the day. You may have hit when Ledger was really busy because they're in France. So maybe you were trying to download this thing during rush hour in France, right? Like 7 o'clock French time when everybody's home from work and on their computers, right? So maybe try again later when it's 4 a.m. in France and there's not that many people trying to access the Ledger servers. because it does need to connect to the Ledger servers, right? Maybe reboot your modem. Maybe you got a weak internet connection in your neighborhood on your computer. You know, it's probably an environmental issue and not like a Ledger issue. Hey Rex, have you noticed the fees banks charge to use Crypto.com? TD Bank charged me $21 to buy $700 of crypto, international transaction fee. I believe you are right. I think the last time I bought some crypto using Crypto.com, my bank charged me a fee, which they didn't used to. Maybe it's a new thing. So maybe Crypto.com is going through some growing pains. But I don't see it now. I can see that I just got billed the 54 whatever that we just used to buy the crypto. But maybe tomorrow there'll be like a $10 or a $20 charge. I'm not sure. I seem to remember one time I got like an extra charge from my bank. And that's unfortunate. Right? But that might be something to take into account in the future. So in order to get around that, if you like using Crypto.com and you'd like to continue to use them because, you know, it's a great, easy to use app, then maybe try the fiat. Whoops. Maybe try the fiat method where, you know, you go to your fiat wallet and then transfer some money from your bank account directly, which is basically like doing a wire transfer from your bank. But you also might get hit with a wire transfer fee from your bank too. It's hard to say. So you're going to have to evaluate your best methods, right? I think we determined a few weeks ago that when you use Coinbase, if you have a Coinbase account, but you use Coinbase Pro, then that's the cheapest way. I think we figured that one out a couple weeks back, that if you use Coinbase Pro, 925246, that is the cheapest way. Oh, Coinbase can be kind of finicky sometimes too. All right, so let's go back here. I got to switch accounts here. Coinbase thinks this is a new device. It's not. It's the same computer I used yesterday, but every now and then it gets finicky and wants me to do this. Just open a new tab in your account and okay, I thought there was more in there. Okay, there's some money in Coinbase. So we can withdraw some Bitcoin from Coinbase too. But if you have a Coinbase account, then you can log into Coinbase Pro. And I think we determined that if you make a deposit, we can log in here because I'm already logged into Coinbase. If you have Coinbase, you can use Coinbase Pro, same company, same login, right? But they are separate accounts, right? You'll notice this account says 0. But if I were to deposit money from my bank account with a wire transfer or just like it just pulls directly from your connected bank account, I think the fees on that are very low, right? And then you can just buy the Bitcoin. That's the cheapest way, I think we figured out. There are other ways too, right? But that's one of the cheapest ways, right? Always kind of take a look at what fees are getting charged. Don't come to me for the cheapest way because I'm very slapdash about the way I buy my crypto, right? I don't really pay attention to the fees. But my Bitcoin has helped mend me of those painful fees, right? My Bitcoin has just has made me enough profit to not worry about those fees. All right, so Bitcoin is 26,625 right now, according to Crypto.com. So looks like we're settling in on a daily price for Bitcoin. Hello, Rocky. Okay, so Dave doesn't like the Monero wallet. Let's buy some Monero, right? Let's go over to Monero. All right, let's get a Monero address. Let's hit receive. We're going to have to use the main Monero address. Now you can generate new addresses, but we need to use the primary address with the exchange that I'm about to use. I'm going to use Coinbase, I'm sorry, CoinSwitch Pro. CoinSwitch Pro is a great way to trade crypto, and you don't need to sign up for an account. You basically have to trust them, though. But as you can see, they're using Binance here. So what we're going to do is we'll use Tether again. We'll do $100 worth of Tether. And instead of Engine, we're going to buy XMR. We're going to buy Monero, right? Let's hit Monero. Now, the first thing we need, if we're going to... Oh, that's not enough? What? Okay. I guess Monero is getting expensive now, and they want me to spend at least $227, which is not really what I had in mind, but that's okay. I'll live. Someone just gave me a tip. Thank you. I'm trying to find out who you are so I can see. Thank you personally. Woo Ali, thank you. I'm registered in exchange, all with Google 2FA. Should anything ever happen to my phone number, how can I log into my accounts using the backup phrase? I could show you that. Let's go ahead and do this. What the heck? I'll show you guys. So it's 228. Is that what they want?
A little bit more.
228? Let's do a little more.
Point something.
Let's do 230.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, 230 US Tether. So instead of using my bank account to buy this crypto, I'm going to use some stable coin that I already have in my wallet. Now, stable coin is a coin that's cryptocurrency, and it's tied to the value of the US dollar, roughly, right? And you can keep it on your exchange. So if you're on Binance or Coinbase or whatever, and you have bought Bitcoin and the price is high and you want to sell but not withdraw, you can simply swap your Bitcoin for Tether. Except Coinbase doesn't support Tether. They support US dollar coin. Their stable coin is US dollar coin. All right. But I have some Tether, so let's use Tether. Let's get this initiated. Now I'm going to paste in my Monero address, right? That's the Monero address of my Monero wallet, right? This is a wallet type of transfer. I have to have already created and established my own wallet to do this, right? And you have to, and this is also very rigorous. You don't screw this up because you can lose your crypto if you don't do this right. So this is a little more advanced than just buying Bitcoin on Coinbase. All right, so, but now we're going to do the exchange. I've agreed. I've said, okay, I got 230 Tether. You said you're going to give me this much XMR. Here's the address I want you to send it to. Let's go ahead and exchange, right? So what happens now? So they're going to say, okay, I agree. I'm going to give you approximately 1.3 XMR if you send me 230 US Tether. Now I could not do that, and the transaction would just expire, right? I'm not obligated to do it, but I would like to do it. That's why I asked them if they would do it in the first place. So I need to send my US Tether to this address right here. Let's hit copy. Let's go back over here to our ledger. Let's go to our Ethereum wallet where I have my Tether. Here's my Tether. I got 900, so I got enough. Let's hit send. There's the address. There's that distracting snow. All right, let's hit continue. Let's send them exactly what we told them we were going to send them. 230. There will be no fees from my Tether. It will be paid in Ethereum. And I have enough Ethereum to cover the fees, so I'm not worried about that. Now, I am going to I see what I did. I had this down when I was talking. We don't want to try and save money when we're sending Ethereum. We really don't. Just send, the default is in the middle. I'm actually going to tick it up a little more. Probably going to spend $5 on this deal, but that way it goes through. If I'm a chinchy and I go way down here, it might be 3 or 4 days before my transaction gets mined on the Ethereum blockchain. We don't want that, do we? Just spend a little extra money for your little peace of mind. Let's hit continue. I'm going to need to sign this on this device, the one that's not connected, right? So I'm going to connect my Ledger Nano X, right? And I've still got my Ledger Nano S connected, but I'm pretty sure that this will work. Entering PIN as we speak. I might have to disconnect the other ledger. Well, let's see if we can get away with this one. All right, there it goes. Let's open the Ethereum app and see if it recognizes this secondary device. No, it doesn't. Let's go back. Let's try one more time. Nope, I got to disconnect this other one. That's fine, because we already got the XMR transaction is underway, so I don't need the XMR anymore. The XMR wallet, the Monero wallet, is on the Ledger Nano S. Let's hit continue again, and it may not get it. I might have to back out even more. Let's go out and back in again. Let's see if it... We might have to start this whole... Okay, there it goes. See, it's just a gadget. That's all it is. You just have to keep trying until it works. Right? Don't just give up the first time that it fails. Disconnect, reconnect, all that good stuff. There it is, 230. There's the address we're sending to. That's the CoinSwitch Pro address. We're sending it to them. We're trusting them to send us the Monero. Right, there it goes. It's done. All right, so now we did that. So that's underway. So I'm going to field this other question that was asked by Wuali. Okay, so if you lose your phone, right? He's asking a good question. He's saying he's obviously backed up his QR codes or his Google codes. So let me take a look at that. Now let's say that you had Google Authenticator on your phone and you were copious, rigorous, and every time you set up a two-factor account, you not only did you scan the QR code with your phone to add the code to your Google Authenticator, you also wrote down that key in case you lost your phone, right? Not everybody does that, right? But Wally did, right? So he wants to know, okay, well, if I have a backup key and a brand new phone, what do I do? All right, well, what you do is this is the new version of Google Authenticator. The interface has been updated a little bit, but there is still a plus, but now it's down on the bottom. It's like a rainbow plus down at the bottom. I'll hit plus, and let's say I have my Coinbase backup code, right? There, it says enter setup key. So I'm going to tap that, and now I can name the account whatever I want. Well, let's call this Coinbase recovered, or whatever you want to call it, Coinbase 2, right? Because you already had one on your old phone, right? You don't even have to do that. You could just call it Coinbase, right? Because this is your new empty phone, the one with a brand new copy of Google Authenticator on it. You can call it whatever you want. And now you enter in that key, right? This is where you enter in that key, B, blah, blue, blue, whatever the key was that they gave you, that backup key that you were thoughtful enough to write down. And then you hit add. And then all of a sudden you'll have a new Coinbase code generator down at the bottom, or at the top if it's brand new, it's the first one you're doing. It'll say Coinbase 2, and it'll have the 6-digit code regenerating every 10 to 15 seconds. That's how you manually add a new code from a backup code that you backed up before. But I'd like to also point out to you guys that the new version of Google Authenticator has an export feature. Up there at the top now, those 3 dots, you can actually export these, and you can export 10 at a time. You'll notice it's got the first 10 there. And then I can hit export, and then there's going to be a QR code that I can scan with my new phone that will transfer those 10 accounts to my new phone. And then I can just transfer the rest of them 10 at a time onto the new phone. I'll do a video for that when I get my new phone. I ordered a new phone. It'll be here a week or two. And I'll do a standalone video on how you do this export. But I can't show you the whole thing because it's going to reveal a QR code that has my codes, which I don't want all you guys to have. Okay. We're going to keep an eye on our Monero wallet. You know what? This is really starting to irritate me. So I'm going to turn that off. Right? I'm going to go to settings, wallet, interface. There we go. Lock wallet on inactivity. I'm not going to do that. That bothers me. I'm just going to not. Remember how I have to, every time I come back to the wallet, I have to enter my password? I really don't want to do that. I'm just going to leave it open for as long as I need it open, and then when I'm done with it, I'll close it. Right? I find that irritating to have to keep re-entering my password every 5 minutes. All right, so pretty soon here, we're going to see this tick up to like 7 something. Should change to 7.1. But we can keep an eye on the progress of our exchange over here. You'll notice that it's already sending. It was really fast. So it has already received my 230 US tether, and it's already exchanged it. Let me load it up here. It's already passed the exchange part, and now it's sending. Now this might take a while. If you've ever withdrawn crypto from Binance, you know that sometimes it takes a while to withdraw crypto from Binance. And that's what they're doing, basically. They have their own Binance account, probably like an institutional account. They pay Binance with my tether, right? Or, you know, I pay them the tether, and then they go to their Binance account and they buy some Monero, and then they withdraw it to my address, right? So they're basically doing a withdrawal from their Binance account to my wallet. So, oh, it just says completed. Wow, that was quick. It took me longer to explain how long it takes. All right. So now we can go to our account and just hang out and wait for, whoops, the Monero wallet crashed. Does that mean all my Monero just suddenly disappeared because the Monero wallet crashed? No. But it does mean I have to enter my frigging password again. Let's try this. There we go. Now I need to reconnect the other Ledger device. See, this is what I mean by the rigorousness of crypto, right? You have to be patient. You can't get all freaked out when it wants the right device at the right time. I'm entering the PIN on my Ledger Nano S. All right, now this time I need to be in the Monero app. All right, we're just going to the Monero wallet again. All right, let's go over to Monero. Let's hit both buttons. All right, let's all right, and then it wants me to export the view key. All right. And it's going to sync here in a minute. There it goes. And we're still going to have to wait a minute or two for that extra Monero to come in. It'll be here. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera off. Let's see if I can get caught up on questions while we're waiting for the Monero wallet. Okay, so Wu Ali, I hope that answered your Google 2FA question. Let's see, Marie Penn Lucas, Nano X seems defective because it's not acting according to the guiding lines. It freezes and I'm stuck. I think we talked a little bit earlier about troubleshooting a Ledger Nano device, disconnect, reconnect. You'll notice I had a couple of issues earlier, but that was more because I was just moving between one and the other, right? I had more than one connected at the same time, and Ledger Live was getting confused, and the Monero wallet was getting confused. But as long as I, disconnected the wrong one and connected the right one, everything fell into place, right? I had to just keep trying. Dave is helping Marie. That's nice. My iPhone or my desktop wire connection with my Nano X are not connecting. I think it's because I changed my passphrase. Changing your passphrase could be a problem if the account was set up with one passphrase and then you switched your passphrase. You'd be connecting to a completely different account if you changed your passphrase. But if you just mean your Ledger Live password, that's not a big deal. And if you changed your PIN, that's not a big deal either. Changing your PIN or your Ledger Live password does not normally affect the connection interface, right? But if you change the passphrase, then you're trying to withdraw Bitcoin from the wrong account. That's when it tells you, oops, something went wrong. And we saw that with me earlier, right? When I tried to send Bitcoin out of an account that had the wrong ledger attached, it said, oops, and I had to connect the right ledger. Now, if you're using passphrases, then when you enter that passphrase, you basically changed the configuration of that ledger to a different ledger. So it's going to tell you, oh, I don't recognize this ledger because you haven't entered the right passphrase. So I do not recommend passphrases for beginners. What happens is a beginner crypto user watches YouTube trying to get as much information as they can, and then there's all these gurus out there telling them that they need to use passphrases to protect their crypto. The only problem with passphrases is that if you forget them, then you've lost your crypto. It's a very risky way to store your crypto if you're a beginner, right? You cannot reset your passphrase. If you lose your passphrase or forget your passphrase, and you have crypto stored in a passphrase associated Ledger Live account, you'll never be able to access that account again. So I'm not sure what you mean by change passphrase. I hope you didn't. You need to use the old passphrase to gain access to the account that you created with the old passphrase. Okay, we can see the Monero came in, right? Now we got 7.38 Monero. Bought a little more Monero than I really wanted to, but that's okay. Who knows? Monero might moon next year. Who knows? Let's go down a little more. Marie and Dave are just hashing it out. I told you I hated the Monero wallet. But it worked, right? We got our Monero. Everything's fine. We have to wait for the blockchain to catch up, right? I can't spend this extra Monero yet. It's not spendable. It has to confirm on the Monero blockchain. That's why it's telling me I have to wait 14 minutes before I can spend. I can spend the original 6, but I can't spend the 1.3 that I just bought yet. I have to wait another 14 minutes. But that's just time. I'm not hot to spend it right now anyway. You just need to wait. That's a function of the Monero blockchain. It's really not really that's not the wallet's fault. Although maybe if I were using a remote node, I might be able to spend it right away. I don't know. I think even with a remote node, I'd still need to wait for the blockchain to sync up before my new Monero became spendable. The remote node is using a server to check the state of the blockchain. I'm using the local node, where I download the entire Monero blockchain to my computer. But the private key for the Monero is over here. All right, I'm using a Ledger-based Monero wallet. Okay, Raphael, I already saved other apps and tokens on the current Ledger wallet that I need. What do you mean by my passphrase? The 24-word phrase? Yeah, good. We're trying to dig in. How do I connect my old passphrase? Marie. I'm not sure how to do that. Okay, Marie, it sounds like you've fallen into a trap that is not uncommon. Okay. I'm going to use this one over here. Let's use this one. This is a step-by-step video on how to use a recovery phrase. What I've seen happen to people is they're using their ledger and something locks up, screws up, freezes up, and then they screw around and somehow manage to initialize the device. And then they enter the PIN 3 times incorrectly, or something glitches, right? And they're presented with the welcome screen on their Ledger device. And then they see that welcome screen and they start following the instructions. And the first thing it asks you is, do you wish to set this up as a new device? And then they do, not realizing that what they're doing is changing the configuration of that device and making it not associated with all of the existing accounts. What you need to do in that situation is immediately restore it to its condition when you saved your Bitcoin, right? So if I have all these accounts here that are associated with my Ledger device, and I somehow accidentally reset this guy to where it's back to factory, I need to restore it, not create a new one. If I create a new one with a new 24-word recovery phrase, then it doesn't interface with these accounts anymore. You need to do a restore. So I threw a link to my restore video there. It's not your exact same situation. It's talking about restoring a previous ledger to a new ledger, which is basically a restore, but it's just like a different case of restore. But if that's what you did, Marie, if you accidentally set your ledger up as a new device and it asked you to write down a new 24-word recovery phrase, that's why it's not syncing up to any of your accounts, because it's a brand new configuration. I don't know if that's what happened. I'm just assuming. I think that's what happened, right? Marie, if you wouldn't mind leaving a comment down below, then I will gladly follow up with you a little bit on this to make sure that you're getting this handled. The only problem is that sometimes people set up a brand new configuration by accident, and then they throw some Bitcoin in there. So now they've got Bitcoin in both configurations. So now you need a second ledger, or you just need to flip back and forth between configurations. I don't think that's what happened to you. I'm hoping you didn't try to add more Bitcoin into the new configuration. I think you're just still trying to connect to your old account. Yeah, so check that video that I just linked to. Hopefully that'll get you back on track, and you'll be able to. All right, so where are we? So we bought some Bitcoin from Coinbase. I'm sorry, from Crypto.com. We withdrew it from our Crypto.com account to our Ledger-based Bitcoin native SegWit wallet, right? And then I showed you how you could move Bitcoin from one Bitcoin wallet in your Ledger Live to a different one on two accounts that were on the same ledger, right? And then, as it turned out, I had Bitcoin on a different ledger. The private key for this Bitcoin account is on this old Ledger Nano S, and I showed you how to reconnect the Ledger Nano S, reinstall the Bitcoin app, and use that device to send the Bitcoin to this one account, right? We consolidated this account with 3 different transactions so that we got all our Bitcoin in one wallet, right? Okay, it sounds like that's what you did, Marie. Yeah. But please don't use that 25th word, whatever you do, if you're new, right? It will cause you grief. It is very secure, but it's only for very experienced crypto users. Yeah. Or if you used the passphrase last time, you can use it again once you get the device restored using the original 24-word recovery phrase. You'll simply re-enter that passphrase that you had before, the 25th word. But like I said, I don't recommend that passphrase for newcomers. It can be very frustrating. Yeah. Another thing that's confusing about the passphrase, and I'm going to disconnect this and put my X on there. I'm going to show you a little bit about the passphrase since we're talking about it. Let me, I don't know how many times I've disconnected and reconnected these tonight, but I've done a lot. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Trezors. I like Trezor. I just have more experience with the Ledger. I have most of my go-to crypto wallets on my Ledger. I think I did the Trezor a week or two ago. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this passphrase for those of you who are wondering what the heck is he talking about. If you have a Ledger device, and as you can see there, I've got all these Bitcoin accounts. Or I'm sorry, I have all these crypto apps on here. And they're all reflected in my Ledger Live over here. Now, let's say that I wanted to create a new configuration based on a passphrase, right? I hold both buttons down, and I go into the control center. And then I go over here to settings, and then I click both buttons, and I go into security. I hit both buttons, and then I go to passphrase, right? I hit enter passphrase, and there's 2 ways. You can attach the pin or set temporary. I prefer set temporary because if someone gains access to your device, they might be able to crack a pin if you've got a secondary pin, but it's going to be very difficult for them to crack a passphrase that you've created, especially a long one, right? But a pin can only be 8 digits. So cracking an 8-digit pin, now I'm not saying that this is even possible, right? You'd have to be highly specialized to actually take a ledger apart and, you know, with physical access to it and actually try to crack the pins. It's not outside the realm of possibility, but it's not a normal thing you should be worried about, really. But I like to be as secure as possible. It's a little more of a hassle to enter the temporary pin than it is to create a secondary pin. But if I say set temporary, and then I go ahead and I set this temporary PIN, I will create some new accounts based on that. Let's just do a simple one. Let's set a passphrase. Let's enter a secret passphrase. Let's just call it A. And that's it. Let's be done with that. Let's just do small a. Oops, come on, Rex. Come on. That's our passphrase. We would, of course, want a better passphrase than that. But that's it. Now we confirm it. It's A. All right, we're going to confirm with our PIN code. I got to put in my PIN. All right, and then it goes through this. And the Bitcoin accounts that are, and now I need to get back out, right? Oops. All the way back out. Now, all of these accounts are empty. They're blank, right? I would need to do add account and Bitcoin and let it scan this configuration, open the Bitcoin app, right? And then I will create a new account that is separate from all of the other accounts that are already based on the base configuration, right? There it gives me the choice of a native SegWit or a SegWit, right? And you can do it like this, so you'll know, PP, right? There's my PP native SegWit account, right? So there. Now I have this account. Now watch, if I do this and I say receive and continue, it will interface with my configuration, right? There it is. It sees the address. I can confirm the address. All right? Done. Now, let's disconnect it, reconnect it. We've just wiped the passphrase configuration out. I can get back into it, no problem. But now, when I enter my PIN, I will be back at the base configuration. Damn it. This is the 8th time I've entered my PIN tonight, so I'm getting a little rusty here. All right. Now that I disconnected and reconnected and re-entered my PIN, I am at the base configuration, non-passphrase, right? So if I go to passphrase account and do a receive, what's going to happen? It tells me to open Bitcoin. And it says something went wrong because this is not the same configuration. I haven't entered the passphrase yet, right? And then here's what's kind of interesting. Let's get out of Bitcoin. When I hold these buttons in and I go over here to settings and security and passphrase and then set temporary, a lot of people get confused. They go, wait a minute, does it want me to set a new one or use the old one? And why doesn't it have use old passphrase? There is no use old passphrase, right? Every time you go in this, you use the same command, set temporary, even though you already have one, right? You already set one before, but it thinks you're doing a new one every time. But every time you do a new one, it recreates the same wallets it did the first time. So let's hit set passphrase, enter secret passphrase. Let's enter A again, right? That's the one. Confirm secret passphrase. It's A. Of course, you would definitely want yours longer. Let's enter the... Oh, I thought that was... Did you find the Alka-Seltzer?
Yes, I got it right here.
I thought that was Alex with his drone for a second because I heard that vzz. And then we can end with this, guys, because I'm kind of tired of entering my PIN. Oh, entered the wrong PIN. Let's try it again. See? It's my bedtime. It's past my bedtime.
I'm glad all that money for your computer science degree didn't go to waste.
That's right. Okay, there we go. All right. Now we're in the new configuration. Now let's get out. We're in the passphrase configuration. I went back in and I entered my passphrase again. Now let's hit receive. It's going to say enter open Bitcoin. And what's going to happen this time, it's going to show me the address, right? They match now, right? So, but let's say you entered a 15 character passphrase. And then you wrote it down on a piece of paper, and then you spilled your coffee on there, and you couldn't see it right. And then you forgot it. And then when you get to this point where you need to enter your passphrase so you can access the 5 Bitcoin you stored in here, you're out of luck, baby. Right? If you screw up your device and you use your 24-word recovery phrase, you still can't get back that Bitcoin because you can't remember the passphrase. Right? That's what's screwy about the passphrase thing. More secure, but in a way less secure, because if you lose that passphrase, you're done, baby. Done. If you just use the base configuration, then if something messes up, you forget your PIN, you forget your LedgerLive password, whatever, just go get your 24-word recovery phrase, do a restore, you're back in business. But if you forget that passphrase, you can restore the ledger with your 24-word recovery phrase every day for the rest of your life. And if you don't have that passphrase, you'll never gain access to the passphrase associated account. Very scary, right? Another thing that's cool about the passphrase is once you put some Bitcoin in the passphrase account, you can delete it. You don't need it. You can just add it again when you're in the passphrase configuration. So it's hidden. If someone sits down at your computer and they say transfer all your Bitcoin to me, then you say okay, and you give them all the Bitcoin that's showing in Ledger Live. They don't know anything about that passphrase account because you deleted it. And then whenever you enter your passphrase, you just do add new account. It'll find that account and you're back in business. All right, let me look through questions. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Marie, when I'm connecting my Nano with my desktop, it tells me that something went wrong and action was already pending on the Ledger device. Please deny or reconnect. How do you deny? That's a good question. Usually you would advance either to the left or the right. There should be an X that says deny. And then, advance, use the buttons left or right to advance. It's usually the metal button. Right? When you're looking at the Ledger Nano X, it's usually the metal button that advances you. Right? Boy, you're having fun tonight, aren't you, Marie? But the passphrase should be easy to remember since you were able to create any amount of characters, unlike the 24-word seed, right? You could create a single character passphrase like I did for A, but it's not very secure. Better to create semi-long one that you'll remember, but maybe not the same one you use a lot, right? The one that you have written on your little post-it note on your monitor is not a good passphrase, right? You want to use a difficult passphrase that you will remember. Jonathan, you have reset 2FA on Celsius wallet without being logged in. Support is running me in a circle, ATM. Usually when you have to do a reset of 2FA, you have to wait for them to disable 2FA on the account, which takes a while. And then they need to verify your identity. So that's kind of tricky. And every site every wallet, every account has a different process for disabling 2FA so that you can gain access to your account and then re-enable it with your new device, or your, if you lose your phone, it's a real pain. That's why it's a great idea to always back up those keys when you first set up your two-factor, so you don't have to rely completely on your phone, right? But keep those backups in a safe place. You don't want to just type those in a text file and leave them on your desktop, right? Because someone might gain access to your machine and then have all your 2FA codes. So keep that 2FA code on a flash drive separate from your computer. We should create an account with a passphrase to hide our money? ? I was just demonstrating the passphrase. It's for advanced users only. The Ledger Nano, with its PIN code, is more than enough security to secure your cryptocurrency. Keep your doors and your windows locked. Keep a password on your computer. Hide this in a drawer so people that break into your house don't steal it. And even if someone breaks in and steals it, they still don't know your PIN code, right? And that's difficult to crack, especially for your run-of-the-day criminal. But if you're very, very, very security conscious, you could hide your crypto behind a passphrase configuration. But like I said, it's very advanced and very prone to loss if you don't remember all the steps, right? Oh, the XRP lawsuit, like I said, they've simply announced that they're bringing a case against Ripple. They have not won. They have not gone to court and presented evidence and heard testimony. There's two sides to every case. Brad Garlington is saying that he will fight this. So it's not a done deal. It is scary, just like a tax audit is scary. But just because you're getting audited doesn't mean you've cheated on your taxes or that you're going to get fined. It just means that you're getting audited, right? The fundamentals of XRP did not change. I'm not a huge fan of XRP, but just because the SEC is suing them doesn't mean they're going to win, right? They're not invincible. Ripple is $1 billion company. I think they can afford a lawyer. So that's my take on that. My Ledger Live account is not showing the proper amount as current price. I wouldn't worry about the price Ledger Live gives you. It's not really, it's a great wallet interface, but it's not a really great way to manage your portfolio, right? Don't pay a whole lot of attention to their price of Bitcoin. They're telling me the price of Bitcoin is $26,638. We can look somewhere else.
24.
Yeah. Was that what it said?
Yeah. 24,668.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Holy moly. How could that be? Did Bitcoin just crash $1,000?
I don't know.
Let's see. Talk on it. All right. Let's see what the current price of Bitcoin is. 26,753. What does Ledger say it is? 20. Yeah, Ledger's a little off, right? Don't worry about it, right? Just because Ledger isn't giving you the correct price information doesn't mean that your Bitcoin is worth any less, right? Bitcoin is Bitcoin. As long as the balance of your Bitcoin is correct, you can take your balance. Whoops. What did I just do? All right. I've got 0.198. Let's go over to CoinGecko. Whoops. 0.198. Whoops. What was it? Was that right? 0.198. 0.19. Oh. 0.198. Right? 529. Right? What does Ledger say it is? 489. Not a big deal. If I want to move this back to Binance, they'll give me the current price of Bitcoin. I'm not worried about what Ledger Live says about my Bitcoin. They're not I'm not buying my Bitcoin from them. I'm not selling it to them. I'm simply storing my Bitcoin in this very good wallet. But don't worry too much about what they say the price of Bitcoin is. It's not as accurate as it could be. They're doing their best, okay? Just cut them some slack. Ledger is not integrated with Link yet. No, you can store Link in a Ethereum wallet. There's a bit of chain link. I know I have some here, right here. Link, chain link. It's an ERC20 token. You can store it in a Ethereum wallet. It's integrated with Ledger. If it's getting a balance from Coinbase and is down, it will not show you the balance. Some coins don't show balances at all. I don't have any good examples of that because at the moment all of mine are showing balances. But there are some ERC20 tokens that show like a dash where there should be a balance. Like there, Kick. It says dash. Kick might be worth something somewhere. To me, it's worthless. But there are a lot of coins where it doesn't show you the balance, but you could go check it on CoinGecko and see what its current price is. Not a big deal, right? As long as the balance of the crypto in the wallet is correct, don't worry about what the wallet tells you it's worth, right? You're going to say, if you want to sell it, you're going to transfer it back to Coinbase or Binance. They'll give you the market price, right? I missed the price feed. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off tonight. We got family visiting, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. I hope I was able to answer questions tonight. Like I said, if I missed your question, please, please, please scroll down to the bottom of the video. Keep scrolling all the way down to the bottom and leave me a comment, and I will respond to you. I don't respond to every single comment to all the videos on my YouTube site because there are hundreds coming in every day. A lot of them are just good job, whatever, or spam. But on the live streams, I do check the comments within 24 hours, and I will try to get to your question if you would simply leave me a comment of a question that I may have missed. Because I cannot go back up to the chat window and respond after the video is over. I can't do that. The YouTube doesn't, it's not possible in YouTube. So please, if I missed your question, leave a comment in the comment section below and I will respond. Don't forget, I do this every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me for the live Q&A from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.